everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thank you. It's good to have you here. Consider subscribing. Yes, the red button down below, consider hitting it. If you're already subscribed, as always, you are the real MVP. I get a lot of questions from people asking me about Qatar and how to move here. In today's video, I'll be talking about the things you need to consider before moving to Qatar. In a previous video, I talked about how to get a job in Qatar. So you've gotten your job in Qatar and you're about to make the big move. Hold on. Stop. Have you considered this point? It is important that you do. The first thing to consider is your work permits. When you get a job offer here, it means that you now have a job contract and a sponsor. Your sponsor is an individual or a company that is responsible for bringing you into the country. They will arrange for a temporary visa that will let you enter the country. Once you enter the country, this visa is then converted into a work permit, or RP as most people call it. Your employer or sponsor will be required to submit certain documents. On your own part, you will need to go through fingerprinting and medicals. This work permit could take between 2 to 3 weeks depending on how fast the process goes, and it is renewed every year. Your work permit gives you access to certain facilities in the country, like getting a loan, signing a rental accommodation, health facilities, and lots more. One of the key benefits of your work permit is that it allows you to sponsor your family into the country. It is important that you study your job contract very well. This is because it will go a long way to determine a lot of things. One of which is your basic salary, if you're entitled to other allowances like accommodation, transport. Also, your work contract will specify the term of your contract. Your contract could be limited or unlimited. Limited means that there is a time duration to your contract. Could be 1 year, 2 years, or more. Unlimited means that there is no specified time duration. It is an open-ended contract. In a subsequent video, I will explain this contract in details and how they can affect your ability to change jobs here. I'll leave the link in the description box down below. Be sure to check it out. The next thing you need to consider before you make that big move is family visa. Sponsoring your family or bringing your family into the country would depend on your work visa type and the profession that is mentioned on your visa. In addition, you have to be earning a certain amount of salary to be eligible to bring your family into the country. I cannot specify an amount because it varies. It depends on a waiver from the immigration or the support document given to you by your company to help you in the process. Some companies will not process a family visa for you except you have worked for 6 months. You would have to show a 6 month bank statement. I think that is one of the requirements before you can start processing your family visa. So you can be separated from your family for this period of time. The next thing to consider is the education system. If you have a family or you have children, you would want them to continue their education here. Qatar has 2 education types, the public system and the private school system. The public system is mostly run by the government. Most residents prefer to take their children to the private school sector because of the Muslim curriculum in the public schools. There's a large number and a variety of schools in Qatar. You have schools around the British curriculum, American curriculum. There are also schools for various nationals. You would most likely find a school here that will fit into what you want for your child. However, there's a long waiting list, so you want to take that into consideration. The next thing to consider is accommodation. This is one of the major expenses when living in Qatar. Accommodation can range from 700 to as much as 20,000 Qatar Riyal, depending on the area and what you want, or the type of accommodation, which could be a 1 bedroom to as much as a 5 bedroom accommodation. Another thing to consider is the health system. Qatar has a well-resourced health system. However, depending on your health need, there could be a long waiting list. There's also private health institutions, which can be really expensive. The next thing is the cost of living. Personally, I find that the living cost is expensive. From getting things to everyday supplies or just buying basic food things could be really expensive here. Another thing which is important is the transportation system. Qatar has a good transportation system within the capital city, which is Doha. There's a rail system, there's a good bus network system in Doha. But if you live outside Doha, you can still find the bus system, but it is not as well connected as it is in Doha, which could be a problem. There's also taxi services. But I find that the taxi services can be very expensive if you have to use them every day. So consider this before you get your driving license or before you start driving in the country. Another thing to consider is alcohol restriction and pork. This is a Muslim country. You would need a permit to get alcohol. Before you get the permit, you would need a document from your employer or your sponsor. There is restriction on pork here. You can get pork, but it's only for family use. You would not find pork served in restaurants or eateries. If you're a lady, you need to consider the dressing here. I talked about my culture shock experience. Again, I will leave the link in the description box, or you'll find it somewhere on the screen. Women are expected to cover their shoulders and their knees if you're going to government places. Kind of dressing changed a lot when I got into this country. Even though you can dress to certain places, you don't have to cover your shoulders and your knees, I still find myself covering up when I want to go out. These are the points to consider. I hope I didn't leave anything out. If there's anything you think I left out and you want me to talk about, please do well to leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be sure to address it. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Until next time, bye.